Years old, my grandfather and dad took me fishing for the first time. I cried and screamed the entire time around the lake because I didn't like the boat, I was scared of the water, and we weren't catching any fish. After trying to convince me for hours that fishing was fun, we decided enough was enough and headed in. We headed for the boat access to find that we weren't the only ones that were ready to be done fishing. While we waited our turn in line, we decided to fish by the access. We caught a few. Not long after dropping my line in the water, I caught my first fish. We caught a few more fish and decided it was time to head in. Well, I didn't decide that. My grandpa and my dad decided that. My temper tantrum about being on the lake paled in comparison to the stink I threw about leaving. This was the beginning of my passion for fishing. My name is Brian Delaney and I'm 22 years old. I grew up in Park Rapids, Minnesota and moved to Bemidji for college. I plan on sticking around for a while. When I was 4 years old, we went to visit my grandparents. It rained recently and there was large puddles in the yard. No sooner had my parents let me out of my car seat than I ran to the largest puddle, jumped in the middle of it, and told my dad we were going fishing. From the age of 8 until 16, my best friend Eric and I would either try to convince Mom to give us a ride or we would bike down to the river nearby to go fishing. We would fish for several hours at a time, as many days a week as we could for the entire summer. Our adventures included catching our own worms so we could catch minnows so we could go walleye fishing. Often we were chased by dogs, and I'm pretty sure that I've lost a few tackle boxes along that dirt road. During the hot summer days, there was many times that swimmers were swimming in our fishing hole, and I'm pretty sure that I got very mad about that a few times. The walleye opener after I turned 16 was a nasty winter night, and I couldn't convince any of my friends to go fishing with me. My dad also didn't think it was a very good idea. After much begging and pleading, I convinced my parents to let me use the truck and the boat. I went out fishing by myself for the first time. I fished for 6 hours on the lake, didn't catch a thing but a cold, and had an absolute blast. This has started a tradition that I still keep to this day of heading out fishing by myself on walleye opener. I frequently use fishing as a quiet place to get away from life. It's a place where I can gather my thoughts, think things through, and just get away. Catching fish is always the goal, but I never seem to get discouraged if I don't catch anything. These are all events that have led to my passions as a fisherman. My parents have always been supportive of my hobby since day one and enjoy hearing my tall tales almost as much as I enjoy spinning them. The day may be coming that you get to read my article about the trophy fish that seems to elude many fishermen. That one went a little better.
I think it did.
I had a few little blurts in there.